What is up, everybody? It's Monster Chappie. We're back for some more basketball. That's right, some more NBA 2K action. In today's video, I got a double header for you. First game gets kind of lopsided, and the second game is definitely a nail biter. In both games, I'm using the Raptors, so of course I'm going to talk about them, some of the things I like, and why they are one of my favorite sleeper teams, if you will. I don't know if you consider them a sleeper team since they made the playoffs. But I guess it was the East, so it doesn't really matter. But with that being said, they are definitely a nice team that isn't super overpowered or super stacked like the, Heat, Thunder, Pacers, etc. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about them first. A couple things I like about them, and then we'll talk about the playoffs here, which I pretty much called the Final Four. Not that that's impressive or anything, just basically stated kind of what everybody else was thinking, that the only four teams that mattered throughout the season were the Thunder, the Spurs, the Heat, and the Pacers. But with that being said, let's first start with these Raptors, and then we'll get into some playoff basketball and what I think will happen moving forward. So, oh my gosh, look at DeRozan. That's the first thing that you gotta like about the Raptors in this game is DeRozan. I mean, he's a dunking machine. He has some really nice dunk animations. He can shoot decently when left open, and that's one of the great things about the Raptors is that they have a lot of guys that can shoot. They're not great shooters, but they're good shooters, and that's really all you need. If you've got good shooters and you can get good shots, then most of the time they'll go ahead and knock them down, as you can see in this game. So when you're playing ranked matches, you can put up a lot of threes really quickly. And the next match is not a ranked match. It's actually a Hall of Fame simulation. So, you're not going to be able to knock down as many threes as consistently. And I think I let that get in my head a little bit, throw me off. But we'll see how that shapes up anyways. With that being said, when you are playing ranked, though, when it's on that Superstar or whatever, it's not on Hall of Fame. So you can really get away with getting a lot of slightly early, slightly late releases and still knock down a very good amount of shots. But like I said, if you want the best chance to make it, you're going to typically want to get an excellent release, or at least get the release down of the guy you're playing with. This was my first day playing with the Raptors, but I'll definitely be using them a lot more in the future, just because they're a lot of fun. And again, DeRozan is a problem. He's going to be basically the guy you're going to go inside, get your dunks and that stuff. Lowry can get mid-range at any given point in time. He's a solid shooter. He can do a little bit of everything. I mean, he is an all-star, so you got to expect a lot from those guys. And then again, they just got a lot of solid role players. Now, the one guy I'm a little iffy with is, I think it's Hawes or Hayes. I don't know how to pronounce it. 44 there. He's kind of a weakness to me. I may not use him again in the future just because he has a ridiculous free throw. Like, super, super ridiculous free throw. It's, if you've seen him shoot in real life, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a pump fake, and then he actually shoots. It's just really, really, it'll throw you off. Especially if you've never shot with him before. It will throw you off. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is that he just doesn't finish inside as well as I would like him to. He doesn't get the dunks, the standing dunk animations that some of the other players in the game do get. So that's one of the kind of big downfalls with him. But otherwise, a very, very solid team, and very, very effective team, and definitely one you should be comfortable using against any of the lower teams, any of the medium teams in the game. And if you're a better player than somebody, it's a team that you can use against some of the better teams in the game, like the Heat or the Thunder, as long as you're a better player than your opponent. But with that being said, what's up with this playoff basketball? Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, man. Seen some crazy calls going down in the Heat game. Oh, that was a nice pass right there. Crazy calls going down in the Heat Brooklyn game. Crazy call going down in the Thunder Clipper game. Not the most recent game, but the game before that, in which they were able to finish out. Basically the one when the Thunder came back with the super crazy comeback, and then the Heat were able to hold on to the lead, but the Brooklyn Nets were able to get that ball. Now, what's up with that call? Everybody's calling it, it's out of bounds on this team, and it should have been the other team's ball. Well, according to the rules of the NBA League, there's a rule where if the defender hits the hand of the guy holding the ball, it counts as him hitting the ball out of bounds. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but that is the rule. So, even though no foul was called, which it should have been, if a defender hits the player's hand and it causes the ball to go out of bounds, then it is in fact out on that player or defender, whoever has slapped the guy's hand that caused the ball to go out of bounds. So that's that for that rule. Now, moving forward, we all kind of seen this Final Four coming. Well, not all of us. Some of us were hoping. You know, the Pacers definitely played terribly. The Thunder definitely struggled to get to the conference finals. There's no doubt about that. You know, they definitely could have easily been down 3-2 to the Clippers, and who knows how Game 6 and or 7 would have ended. And then the Heat had a pretty much easy road, but the Pacers played terrible. The Spurs had a little bit of scare in round 1, but not too much. So, I mean, they pretty much controlled at the end of that series and were able to close out. So, Miami and the Spurs looking real good all through the playoffs. Thunder been up and down, but they've had really good moments and some bad ones as well. And then the Pacers have just still not looked that good up till this point. I mean, they've done enough to win, but again, they're in the East. They haven't played really good teams yet, and nothing against the Wizards and nothing against, you know, anybody that they've played up to this point. But, you know, the Hawks and the Wizards just, I mean, when you think about top NBA teams, those are not two teams that really come to your mind. So with that being said, we'll see what they can do if they can step it up and give the Heat a challenge. I'll probably touch more on this in the future. But as of right now, I would say the championship prediction for me is going to be the Thunder versus the Heat. I think the Thunder just match up really well with the Spurs, and it's just a good matchup for them. Again, the Spurs are going to definitely make it tough. There's not going to be any lay down or let down from the Spurs. That's definitely not their thing. But I do think the Thunder match up well, and I think they'll be able to win it in 6 or 7. And the Heat, I think, could win in 5, depending upon how the Pacers play. Otherwise, it could go to like 6 or 7. I don't know. It really just depends on the Pacers. Like, you know what you're going to get from the Heat. You don't necessarily know what you're going to get from the Pacers. Are they going to bring their A game? Are they not? And this is going to be the end of this game. Oh, no! Unfortunately, we missed the layup. It was a very tough layup. I really wasn't mad that he missed it. It was a tough layup. But either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay as well as my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments below. And until the next time, it's your boy Monster Chappie. We gone.